Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Adelaide for the first round of the CERT Championships. This is a really good one. Really looking forward to this. Because it's been kind of waiting for a long time as well. So, fingers crossed, it'll be all right. I am going to be doing this broadcast by myself for most of it, but I'm hoping that some of the guys from Race Control will kind of nip in and help me out now and again. But if not, I will do my best for everyone. And fingers crossed I will not get too tongue-tied or make too many mistakes, but there are also no promises. I have just been having a wee look through the practice session while trying to get things going. I know there's been a lot of the drivers, and including myself, having some issues trying to get things up and running today, but I think most of the people have managed to get things sorted out, and we should have everyone ready to race. So qualifying has started, and I will just get the times up for everyone, and we can get a wee look. Nobody's setting a fast lap as of yet, and it is the GT4s that are out on track first. As I am fighting with monitors, and we see the first one that I pick unfortunately decides to take a little dive off somewhere else. We can't win them all. Casey looking like she's on a faster lap round here, setting a purple sector, so we shall follow round and we will try and get a little on board if we can. Trying to remember where all the cameras are. And we'll get there. We'll get there. There we go. That's what I was looking for. The banner, the tower. It's a bit chaotic, but we're slowly winning. Right, fantastic stuff. There should be some timing up there as well. Yeah, there we go. See, all the overlays are coming to life. I've done this before as well. I will not be able to see your chat because I'm not logged into YouTube. So if you are shouting, moaning, then you're better pinging me through the Discord. Somebody's had a little off there. Hopefully everyone's seeing everything nice and clearly. I've not had anyone coming back to me to say that the stream is down, so I am taking that as a win. So Casey, just about a second and a half off, but doing not too bad. Seeing a couple of yellow sectors coming up as well, but it could just be cars that are abandoning their lap or have just set a fastest lap. Jurgen setting a decent time there at 1:26. I'll be perfectly honest, I am woefully unprepared, so all this will be as exciting to me watching people going round as everyone else, because I have no idea what is a good time and what is not a good time. Jurgen looking like he's got decent chops, setting another couple of purple sectors. And this is me being silent as I am just watching the race. Does look like somebody else behind has set a good middle purple sector.
Dimar is number 82, warning for track limits.
And already some warnings coming out to the drivers, pushing those track limits. Pascal setting a good second and third sector, giving them the pole position at the moment. A lot of cars back in the pits. See how Roddy is doing. Hopefully they'll be able to get a little bit further up. Still a few cars yet to set some times in the Alpines. Alessandro and Rob as further down. Alessandro just coming out the pits. Rob is... looks like they are just through Wakefield. Oh, and big slide! Oh, really unlucky. And compromise somebody's lap behind. I don't think he'll be too bothered about the person behind with that big slide. Now, Josef setting a good first sector. And a kind of neon nightmare Burger King sign. These would be the times where I would be saying, let me know what your favourite livery is. But what I'll need to do, right, I'll log into the YouTube side or I'll watch the video on this laptop and I'll try and keep up with the comments as much as I can.
Track lap invalidated for number 808, Mugen car.
Right. Okay. Apologies for the silence. I am just making sure that the stream is actually going out, as I'm not quite finding it. Ah, yes, there we go. I have found it. Great stuff. 5 people watching. So I can't, if you do say any comments, I can actually see them now. It's a bit of a roundabout way of doing things. It's nearly like having to watch it on my phone. So, still Pascal in first position, closely followed. Oh no. Did I just miss something? I probably did. Sorry, Pascal in pole, followed closely by Jurgen in second. Alan still just over half a second, and then closely followed by Suto. Then Casey in fifth. Still all within a second, the top 5. Oof. Alessandro out of nowhere. Up into first. Great stuff. Ah, perfect, Lucas. Thanks for letting me know. See, I can see the chat now. Everything's fine.
Lap invalidated for car number 445, Fine Avant.
Oh, so that's Peter Shinman losing his lap time there. Now, he's quick in some of the GTEs. We've seen him when he was racing around for Visk. So hopefully he'll be just as quick in the Alpine. I think last time I was on for the shakedown, I was not a big fan of the looks of the Alpine, as it looks a little bit like a kind of sort of Civic Del Sol and an Aston Martin have kind of crashed together. It's a weird, for me it's a weird looking one, but you know, each to their own. This is what's so beautiful about the planet, is everybody loves things that are different. So, where are we? Alessandro followed by Alan in second. Again, the top 4 pretty tight here. Still a decent length of qualifying still to go. think the volume is turned down a little bit low because when it's coming through my headphones, it's absolutely blaring. I'll turn it up a little bit just now. And fingers crossed that'll give you a little bit more immersion. If it's too much compared to my voice, or if you want to drown out my voice, then that's fine. Just let me know. Like I said, hopefully once the race is underway, we should be joined by some of the folks from Race Control who will be able to take things through. They'll have a much better idea of who the drivers are and what they should be capable of as well. So I'll do my best just to keep up with the action and just try and see what's going on. So Peter will be looking to try and do a decent lap, a good second sector up into fifth, but way down on his first sector, so maybe something happened, maybe a slight slip. It's good to see folk rooting for their own. I say for me, I'm just hoping that it's going to be a good close race, which it should be with Alpines. There shouldn't really be much between them. It's just all down.
For car number 313, Toro Noir.
Oh, so Rody already up against it, down in 10th position, and still having to fight. Back in the pits, maybe making just some final adjustments, hoping that it'll be enough to get him a little bit further up the grid. Looks like Alessandro is quite content with his time at the moment. He's still staying in the pits. Perfect. Thank you very much, Lucas.
Lap invalidated for car number 445.
Oh, that's a bitter pill to swallow for Peter there.
For car number 808, Mugen Racing. If you continue cutting the track, you'll be excluded from the qualifying.
808. Right, let's see. Oh, wait. So that looks like that is Josef there. I'm assuming that's there. Hopefully they'll not be too far off. We just need some of these times just to get a little bit tighter. But then the race is completely different. It is a semi-marathon. And we'll be looking for everyone just to kind of have a good clean one without getting too tangled up with each other. But it can happen. And it can make the stream a little bit more exciting if there is some bumping around. So we will have a wee look at Alan, who's on a fast. We'll jump on board as well. Just see how things are looking. Such a cool track around here. And I was just about to say those walls are pretty intimidating as he takes a little rub. A stabilising hit. Really tidy through there. He's a little bit off the pace this lap, but I wonder if he'll stay out and do another one. I'll just stay on with him. We'll jump trackside again. And he's just pulled off to the side to stop Pascal. On his out lap, we'll catch him going round, and we shall see if they can pull something out of the bag, challenging for that pole position. He did have a little flash of yellow sector 1. Ooh. Really pushing it through through the centre chicane. Just kind of locked up watching this. It's probably as tense as the driver. Really, really tidy, but he's just a little bit off the best time there. And off his best as well. The lap's not lost though, he could still just gain a little bit. Might be enough to push him further up the grid. He's set the fastest second sector. I think you could be looking possibly around about third or second. He's so close to the edge of the grass there. Come on, where's this going to put him? Oh, has he increased? No, he's just stayed in fourth position there. Still going out, still pushing on, but we will jump to someone else. Now we will have a wee look. We've got Matthew, who will probably be one of the one of the safety car drivers. Peter in 7th in the pits, and Dom having a good run out in 2nd position. So there's not really much to split them, to be honest. I think we could be seeing a deadly train of Alpines going round here, always chopping and changing position for the race, which will be fantastic to watch, and that's what I'm hoping for. See, sorry, Lucas, I'm so sorry for laughing at this, because as I always think of, it's if you're in a faster car, you are automatically seen as the bully. Automatically seen as the bully, because like if you're in an LMP1 and you're racing against like GT3s, the GT3s are, oh, we're going to get absolutely wiped out by them. And just now the comment that you've put there, it's all down to the Alpines not crashing at the walls or getting run over by the GT3s. That makes me giggle, because it just doesn't matter. You are right, 100% right, but hopefully the GT3s will be able to get out. I don't know what the blue flag situation will be, if it will be that the Alpines need to get out of the way, or if it's going to be up to the GT3s to kind of find a way past them. There's loads of places to overtake here. There's loads of straights. It shouldn't be an issue. It shouldn't. It probably will, but it shouldn't.
Lap invalidated for number 57 GRG Esports for cutting the track in turn 1.
So that was 57, so maybe just a little bit wide there for Casey. And we'll just be looking to put that behind them and get on with the next lap. I'm excited to see the GT3s coming out as well. Looks like we've got a decent turnout tonight as well. Lots of drivers from all over the place. Sandro having a little run out there, but deciding to go back to the pits. Now Holden's also in the pits, but really, really close to nipping that pole, but not quite enough. There could be somebody from further back kind of got it there.
Qualifying ended for GT4s. The drivers who are still on a lap are allowed to finish it.
So there we go. Casey looking like she's still on a hot one. So we'll watch her going round. Oh, a lot of time lost in the second sector. I think sometimes with the whispers it kind of makes you kind of jump a little bit. Maybe that's what happened. Joseph has just put in his best second sector as well, so he might be looking to climb up the board. Let's see, where is Casey's going to stay the same? And she is. So, we'll get a quick jump over to Joseph. He is trying to chuck it right there, but overcooking it somewhat. And that is GT4 qualifying. Some pretty tasty lap times in there, and I think
GT3 cars are allowed to go to the pit exit, but are not allowed to leave.
so. We'll take a chance and we'll click over to anyone. If there's anyone supporting any of the GT3s, now's your chance to say a name and we can watch them going round first. As we hear the thunderous Chevrolets leaving the pit lane. I think everyone's queuing up to go. I think that's quite a... I think with everyone queuing, I would probably just wait a little bit longer, to be perfectly honest. Doesn't seem to be as much of a rush here. So hopefully as the time goes on, this is going to be a decent series and we'll be able to see how everything pans out later on. We've got Tobias and his McLaren there. And we can see they're all really pumped up. They're all looking to get out as quickly as possible. We're just waiting for the all clear from race control for everyone to start. Jeff at the line, raring to go. Absolutely raring to go. Oh, excuse me, my nose is just a little bit tickly there. So, if there are any ideas of who you think is going to be up top, there's names that I recognise. It's good to see Tom Dillon there racing. It's usually in the commentary booth in Visk. So we'll see how he gets on tonight. That's who I'll be rooting for. Don't let me down, Tom. This is when I say that and he'll be facing backwards within about 2 seconds, but...
GT3 qualifying begins.
There we go. And they are off. And off. It happens to the best of us. It happens to the best of us.
Slow turn 3, be careful guys.
So, we're just watching, trying to see who's in the McLaren. It is Daniel, trying to get a lot of heat in his tyres, but he could possibly be holding up Sean behind him, who is right up his backside. He should be giving him a little bit of space so that they're not tripping over each other for their fastest lap. And that's it now, yeah. A lot of space getting given. So we will jump on board with Daniel and see how this looks going around this tight street circuit. Just feels like he's just getting a little slide out of turn 3. At the moment, oof, I actually think the Corvette behind him is going a little bit faster. Shouldn't cause any issues, shouldn't catch up with him. But Sean is setting the fastest sectors at the moment. But Daniel's still pretty damn quick round here. He's got the fastest second sector. Oof. Santo setting a blistering first sector. I'll just see what Daniel's going to put coming over the line, and then we'll quickly switch back to Sean. Oh, 118.6. Sean just a little bit off behind. Now, where are they? Lost the name. There we go. Vante. Now, they were looking quick. Oh, second place. Exactly the same time as Jones. Unbelievable stuff. Well, this has been a good start to the GT3 qualifying. Dylan's done well is to get out, get a lap in, get a good sighter, and we'll see how he'll be able to cope with the rest of it. McLaren's looking pretty dominant. Also, the car of choice, it seems to be the one that most of the people are in. Good to see a BMW and the Bentley as well. Oh, now what's happened here? They're still going faster. Kirby setting the best first and third sectors and getting the fastest lap there. And we'll get a wee look at the BMW of Patrick Savassi. Oh, getting all sorts of sideways through there. Really getting the car working hard. It is the only BMW that's going around here today. No, it's not. It's Mayer's in another one as well. Ignore what I say. See, I just talk rubbish. We'll see how Savassi's doing. Oh, and he is in the netherworld. And in the wall. Oh, right. Fingers crossed that'll not happen during the race for him. As, oh, and we just had a McLaren teleport for us, which was really, really nice of it. So there's not too many other manufacturers there. The Bentley, which doesn't look alright. Now we do still have a McLaren that is...
Car number 72, reading game, Iris Racing for track limits.
So we have a car that has been caught up with some track limits there. And for some reason, we are not seeing it on this board, but nevertheless, we will continue to persevere. So Soteris is sitting in 8th with a 119.5. We're looking to see them pushing up a wee bit higher. Daniel and his Ferrari. Ooh. I don't know if he's warming up the tyres or lost control there, but not making things particularly easy for the McLaren behind them, but letting them through. Looking like the McLaren of Zato. Excuse the pronunciation if it is off. And Daniel Kirby is under the 18-second mark. Oh, and I thought we were going to see them coming together there, but thankfully not. Tom Dillon just kind of getting his back into a bit of a rhythm on his outlap here. And obviously he'll show a bit of favouritism and we'll watch him going round. Looking pretty focused, not slowing down, not really kind of warming anything up, just looking to go for it. So fingers crossed he'll be able to put a decent time in, get himself further up as he drops down into 9th place with a good lap from, it looked like it was David Junt that managed to get up into 5th position there. So the track limits are quite tight round here. I know it was mentioned in the driver's briefing that they will be looking at any track cuts and they will be applying appropriate penalties as the race continues through the hour-and-a-half race. Hopefully it'll not be too much an issue. You kind of just want to let them go. Just seeing some of the cars not...
For number 59, Ionic Racing Team for track limits.
Number 59. I'm seeing different numbers, but unless there's more people in the race, then I can't see them. Oh well. So Tom setting a decent second sector actually. He's up on his time, he's down in the first, but fingers crossed this will put him a little bit further up, closer to the leaders. You can just see how tricky it is to get the speed off the car for the final corner. And he is still in 11th place. And there we go, Lavante could possibly be a challenger to Kirby in first. Oh, but Son Jones nipping up into second place there. And going straight to the pits afterwards as well. Let's see how Tobias is doing.
Lap invalidated for car number 25, RE Racing, lap 4 with 117.965
Oh.
for track extension.
Now, it looks like they have already got the fastest lap anyway. That's not changed. So it must have been just one of the other laps that they've set. So, thankfully, not the end of the road. Now, Levante setting the fastest first sector. Is it going to be enough to push them on? They've got a car in front. Daniel Burrow. Oh, they're still up on their previous time. But they are a little bit off the leaders. Still pushing. Pushing. I'll try not to do too many Brundleisms. Oh, it's going to be tight. Is this going to be enough to push them up into first position? And it is! Great stuff! 0.2 ahead of Daniel Kirby, who will be looking to try and claim back that top spot. Already pushing so hard. And we'll see the first sector if it comes up, if it's going to be a purple or if it's going to be... Oh, it's a green, so they are doing the best they've done, their personal best.
For Team Iris number 8, 118.2, which is his form, is invalidated for track extension.
Oh, so that's Sean Jones losing a time there, but hopefully not getting them out of position. They're still in third place there. Daniel Kirby setting purple sector 2. This is going to be tight. This is exactly what we want to see, and we want to see this during the race as well, this to and fro. I don't know if anyone's watched the F1. I'll not say anything about it, but it was one of the better Grand Prix today. A little bit of to and fro and a throwing down at the end. So, and it's still into second position. Not an improvement on their best time, but we'll be looking to see some more. There could be somebody that's just loitering around about the outside here that might just challenge for one of the top 3 slots. It's David Junt and one of the thunderous Corvettes. I think it's crazy even on a computer game where it feels like it's about to suck your lungs out.
Lap invalidated for number 25, RE Racing, lap 4 with 118.1.
Oh. So that must have been the last lap. It was hard to see where they pushed it. It might have just been the just at the end of the Senna chicanes at the start, just pushing just a bit too wide out over that curb. So this is a lesson for all the drivers to really know that the race control are not going to be sitting on their hands tonight. They will be watching and they will be making sure that the drivers follow those rules. Thanks to everyone that's tuning in at the moment. This is the first round of a new championship for CERT. It's going to be quite a long series mixed with sprint racing and endurance, and we're hoping that it's going to be a good one. Good turnout so far, and it looks like we've got a competition on our hands here, both in the Alpines and in the GT3s. But it is looking like the McLarens, certainly around here at Adelaide, are looking like the dominant car. Well, in qualifying. It might completely change during the race, as we've got the Corvette of Sean Jones in third, Michael Parker and his McLaren in fourth, and then the next Corvette for David Junt there, and Tobias also in a McLaren. And the first of the BMWs, Daniel Mayer in 7th, and Jeff Close in 8th. And the first and only Bentley in 9th of Soteris, Vincent Gutt in a Corvette, Tom Dillon in a McLaren, Rob Gibson, oh, just about getting wiped out there by the McLaren behind. And then that was just one of the first of the Alpines there, but I think that is our GT3 field.
Warning to Team Effect number 5 for track extension.
Ah, okay. So they may be just trying to get an extra run out onto the first lap, just to try and push a little bit more. But the stewards are on it tonight. They're not letting them away with nothing. Now, Michael Parker just slightly off. I think earlier on they were saying that there could be some rain around here as well throughout the day. I think the server is updated in real time. We will have a wee look at the weather. Let's see what it says. So at the moment it's looking cloudy, and I think we should be alright, you know. I don't think we should be seeing anything there.
For Team Front Effect number 5 on lap 9, 170.769 for track extension.
Yeah, things just looking a bit cloudy, but should stay dry. It should stay dry. There was some rain yesterday, but fingers crossed. It's typical British thing, this, talking about the weather. That's all we worry about. A huge crash there from Michael Parker. I think that's one of the ones where the crew chief would turn around and say, "Are you alright?" Good to see you in the chat, Dom. Hope you're ready for your race soon. I think this is quite a nice thing as well, is there's a lot of different communities putting their teams in for this, so it'll be really, really exciting to see how this is all going to pan out. Ten minutes left to go in this qualifying session, and then we're into, I don't know how much of a break it'll be before the race. We'll see how things pan out there. Yellow in sector 2. I think this is one of the things when the cars kind of abandon their lap, they'll just pull off to the side, and it just gives that kind of false yellow. Still no changes in the top 4. Things looking pretty solid, but The drivers all pushing really, really hard. Got a lot of support for the Alpines today. Good to see. Has to be some support out there for the GT3s. I said we're seeing Levente and Kirby going round here. There's nothing at all between them really. And I think Sean Jones could also be in with a chance today. But there's absolutely nothing really, because there's only a second between the top 7, and then Mayer and the BMW only just slightly out that by a 0.04 of a second. All it takes, and with it being a street circuit, if somebody does go off, there could be that Corsatina where it does gather up some other drivers, which, you know, it's bad for clean racing, but it's good for the stream, you know. But I'd love to see just a good hard-fought race from everyone today, and see the winners coming out as they should do, just on raw pace. So there's still a big push here. Still a lot of cars out on track just trying to improve and just get further up. Jones definitely just trying to just eke as much out of that Corvette as he can. Even Santo is out again, not content, resting on the laurels there, making sure that they will be out in front.
Warning to team RE Racing number 25 for cutting. Please stop cutting. Thank you.
Oh, so that's Kirby already getting a warning again. David Junt there, just getting off the racing line, going back to the pits. So we'll see how things are going to look. Let's see who's still in the pits. We should be seeing quite a few of the drivers have another crack, unless they're quite happy. Unless they're quite happy and they're just going to sit back and just concentrate more on the race, maybe just get a last couple of setup changes done, try and work out their strategies and see how it goes. Oh, Jeff Close managing to squeeze up into third position, knocking Sean Jones down into fourth. Great stuff. Great stuff. This is what we want to see. We want to see the fights. And if this is what it's like in qualifying, then the race is going to be awesome. Still got a few there. Still potential for a couple of laps to go in for everyone in the GT3s. I must admit, I love watching the cars coming through that corner as they just look so cool, all loaded up. Now let's see if Vincent's got something.
Warning for Team Ionian Racing, 59 for track extension. Next time you track extend, we will disqualify you from the session.
Oh, so another driver there getting another warning. Let's see. Sometimes this just isn't picking up all the car numbers. Unless it was Team 79. No. I can't see a Team 59, but it's not to say that they're not there. There we go, Vincent already up on his best time, but he is still quite a long way off the leaders in front. Lost a bit more time through second sector, so I don't think this time he's going to be able to do it. He might back off a little bit and then try and have another go next time round. Klaus off the pace in the first sector, but still quite content and still out on track, and he'll probably put another lap in, I imagine. Santo pulling off to the side, but still staying out, so I think they're just wanting to make sure that they are definitely in contention for that top spot. If they need to, they will go for it. This is looking great, all the cars now out fighting for it. We'll see Klaus if they will stick on. You can just see how unsettled they get going through the Chandler chicane. Michael Parker just chilling out in the pits. David Junt though setting a purple sector too. Is this going to bump him up? Still in 6th position. Just the last 40 seconds of qualifying. Some cars making a scramble for the line. There we go, Tom Dillon, who will be looking to try and just get a little bit further up the field as well. Currently sitting in 12th position. As I said already, there's a bit of bias. Is it going to be? Oh, it's getting so close to the wall.
Warning, Team Mugen, number 88 for track extension. Please don't cut.
So again, another warning from race control just about the track limits. These kids definitely pushing the box and pushing race control to their limits as well. I think if this continues, there might be somebody getting a bit of a penalty at some point. Like I said, we don't want to see anyone getting a penalty, not for that. We want to see just good old raw pace. But we are just hoping that Tom is going to get a little bit further up the field as he's coming across the line. Is he going to increase his position from 12th, or is he going to stay the same? Oh, he's up in 11th. There we go. Good stuff. Still, I'll try and catch a couple of other cars crossing the line.
Qualifying is over. Everybody who is doing their lap can finish it.
And it looks like
We will go though to practice 1 to do the grid.
well, I hope everyone enjoyed that. I've still got a car that's in the depths of hell by the looks of it. It sounds like the race officials have panicked and are having to retrieve the car. So just while things get sorted out, we've got 5 minutes before the race starts. And then it should be under safety car. And I think that is who is out. Oof. We're seeing some weird things happen to the server as cars are getting thrown around inside the pit lane. I did see a car on the grid there. Ah, there we go. Cars are starting to make their way to the grid. People that are watching the stream, you don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. But
everybody's allowed to drive during the warm-up. As we forgot to set a warm-up, we will use a practice for warm-up, and then we'll just go to the race while we edit the grid for the race. Thank you.
So there we go. There is a practice session.
With the test. Let me know in chat if you heard this.
I won't be doing whisper test because I've been shouting at you for the whole session, and I suppose that you all hear me loud and clear. If you don't hear me, just let me know.
Yeah, so while the practice is on, I am going to quickly grab myself some juice and we will just play the stream in the background. We'll hopefully find a car that is going around the track rather than sitting in the pit, so it's a bit more exciting. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Santo is leaving the pits. And it is a bit like watching Man United at the moment, seeing as they are in first position on the grid tonight. But technically you should be watching the fastest driver on track going round, so that you can learn some top tips and find out how they're going to run round. But like I said, I will be back with you very, very shortly. So I'm back, and I'm assuming that most of the people that are watching the stream are probably going to be driving in it. And they'll probably be watching it as they go to see if they are on stream, so let's see. Let's have a wee look further back at some of the Alpines as we have got... There we go. Jürgen there. He is in the pits. There we go. Let's have a look and see how intimidated you would be in the Alpine if you've got the GT3s coming up behind you. And we'll try and see where there's going to be some decent bits to overtake. I think ultimately as a GT3 driver you're going to have to just accept that you are going to get held up at points. But you are going to be able to blast by the Alpines on the straights, and there are so many places where you can get past them. And the GT4s are also going to have to accept that through some of the corners they might have to leave a bit more room for a GT3 to get by. So everyone should be as respectful as they can be, but also you might find that it might present some decent overtaking.
Just so you know, the safety car will be Matthew Sinkmars, who is driving a red Alpine.
And there we go. That is a little announcement for the safety car. And it is going to be a red Alpine. So we should be all ready, all aware of what's going on. Now let's see what's going on. Just having to keep an eye on. There's another community that I'm involved with, and they're having their weekly race tonight, and it was going to be a fun one, and unfortunately I'm missing it. But this is a commitment. This is the commitment levels to CERT, and like I said, I'm excited to be here for this. This is going to be awesome. Even though I'm not too keen on the Alpines, but we'll see. It could just be that I've got a dislike of Alpines in general, the F1 team. I don't know. Let's see what's going on out front. So, a bit of change of pace from some of the cars out front. I wonder if they'll be concentrating on more of their race strategy and doing some longer runnings rather than their qualifying. But it doesn't seem to have affected Santo too much. We're looking to see a good... I don't think you could have managed to fit a piece of paper between that BMW and the wall as it came round there. I think you can see all the drivers just pushing as much as they can and just trying to use up the best sort of lines on the track. So it is no wonder that the race control guys or guys and girls are going to be a little bit busy today. And we did hear a whisper test from someone else. So I don't know if there has been a change to who is in race control. Yeah, so we've got Christian, Jessica, Chris and Matt, and they'll be keeping an eye on the proceedings today and also safety car side of things. So we might get joined, if we're very lucky, by one of them in commentary, but it is purely up to them. I'm kind of hoping that they do, so it gives my throat a bit of a rest, and it also gives your ears a bit of some buttery smooth vocals from somebody else. But we have just about 20 minutes left in this practice session. There'll probably be a short wait, and then we shall be ready to rock. Now this is what we wanted to see. This is Alan Holden just cruising around here, and he's getting closed up on by a GT3. Looks like it is Kirby's McLaren as well. I could be wrong. I think I am wrong. But we shall see what happens. Now there's a lot of GT3s. This is exactly what we wanted to see. So one McLaren through there. Oh, and the Bentley nearly taking them out. Completely compromises their line as well. And the BMW behind, kind of trying to just wait until there's a chance to get by.
Hello.
Hello.
You're setting the grid.
What was that, sorry?
I'm going to keep you company for we are
Oh,
setting the grid.
fantastic, Christian. My volume is very low for you. I'll just see if I can turn you up slightly.
You know what I'm going to do? TeamSpeak will grace me with the ability to switch over to my better mic.
Ah, perfect.
Capture device. Let's go to the...
This is where we all get deafened, folks. See, this is the thing, when somebody joins in the booth, you wonder if it's actually like the whisper test or...
Yeah.
Oh, there he is.
It's not getting good.
I see.
You know why? Power's I have a big newer mic that has a power supply. Power went off last night, so it's not turned off.
Ah, right, okay. Well, give me 2 seconds. What I'll do is I will just turn down the race control side of things. And I'll, not the race, the actual engine volumes.
Okay.
And then we'll try and balance this out with the desktop sounds as well.
Here we go.
Oh, there we go. So we'll turn it back up again for the race. I know there was some of the folks were asking for the volume to be turned up. But how's things looking? Are you looking forward to the race now that you've seen the qualifying done?
Yeah, that was a
The
lot of
race
lessons learned.
begin at 6 o'clock. Sorry for the small delay. We're setting the grid.
Yeah, so about that. We had to ran into a log fix. So first of all, we forgot to ask to get a warm-up session set, so we had to go back and practice. Not a big issue. The other thing, though, is there's no track limits built into this track, so we had to manually apply track limits. I was like, okay, so like 3 or 4 people are going to like occasionally break it, right? It was like serial across the grid, so we could like keep track of everybody's qualifying sessions, and it was a journey.
We were hearing the repeated whisper calls for people just pushing the limits of the track and race control by the sounds of it.
Yeah. It's a very tough track.
It looks like it should be a pretty close race, though.
Yeah, I if you look at the qualifying times, it is spicy close across the board. Yeah, it's going to be very exciting.
Well, I think this actually might be right. Okay, we'll try this, and I wonder if you're going to be very loud now. Right. If you talk.
Oh boy.
Oh, there we go. That's better. I think I had a setting that.
Boy. Okay. 1 sec. I gotta go handle an emergency. I'll be
All right.
back.
Okay. Good luck.
User left your channel.
So while Kristen goes away to deal with an emergency, we will just keep an eye on the proceedings during practice. And I think that's good for me as well. I'm not going to be alone for the whole of this commentary period. I will just see how things work out. Now, ideally, when it's like this during practice, we would try and get a look at some of the skins for the cars. But it is a little bit tough. So we're looking at Dom going around here. We can't get the swingman camera. And that one is looking pretty clean. And we'll get a look at... I think it's not Jurgen, it's not Rob, it's not Peter. I think Casey, she's running a similar GRG skin to Dom as well. And there's the safety car just taking the position at the end of the pit lane there. And Pascal, who is also in a similarly liveried car to the pit. So there could be a mistake made. If he goes out first, he could pull an imposter move. There we go. There's Yosef's skin as well. I think I called it a neon nightmare earlier on. That's looking. It looks cool. I quite like the Black Burger King sign. You can just see how unsettled the cars are through there with the catch the curbs just slightly off, but also how close they are getting to the balls. Just some slight damage could be enough to really affect the aero, and it could really upset an entire stint. We'll hopefully see some of the cars going through with little to no damage for the race, but I think it might be an inevitable outcome that things are going to get panned in. Rob Gibson in the pits, Vincent out there with his epic racing skin. That looks pretty cool, the sort of lime green. Similar colours to my mountain bike, so it's a winner for me. Nice, cool purple skin there. Oh, absolutely tanning it into that chicane there. I think there's only so long you can drive on the edge there. And the Bentley just rocking round there. Nice clean finish on that one. Looking really good. Sponsorless, so you know, if you want to sponsor that team, that driver, then get in touch with them. One to watch for the race today. Pole position, ground effect, our team ground effect. Really, really cool looking car. And now, is this a server reset or is it dead? Oh, and a tyre. Bob's by. I think this is what we call in the trade a catastrophic failure. Yep, and it's reloading. This might be what they were talking about trying to sort. Oh, I'll tell you one thing that we'll try and do is I've just noticed that now is my mouse is...
So, guys, as we didn't have the warm-up session, we had to reset the server, so it's not on your side. We are very sorry for that. We are trying to set everything properly and make sure that there are no problems for the race. So bear with us. We will start. We'll update you on the race start shortly.
This is always one of these problems. I didn't mean to tut like that as well. But this is always one of these things where if things just don't go quite right, if you're organising something like this, it is always nerve-wracking. And
Okay, the race will start at 5. So, okay.
oh, there we go. So things will hopefully still be in amongst. They'll hopefully organise themselves into the positions they were in before. And we'll just see how things work out from there. But yeah, it's never clean. It's never clean sailing or plain sailing. So we shall hopefully be out and running very, very shortly. Just having a wee look just to see if we can find out what's going on. There we go. Not too bothered about that. And we can just keep an idea of how things are going to be looking for the race. So, yeah, things... I don't know if we're going to see... We're going to get the qualifying up here. Yes, okay, qualifying is still showing. So, well, hopefully this will be able to feed into the main race as well, just once that gets going.
User joined your channel.
Okay. I'm so sorry.
Honestly, don't worry about it. I was just saying to the stream, is just when something like this happens, it is a nightmare for the organisers trying to get things going again. And you could hear it in Chris's voice. He just sounded a bit panicked, but it's you know, this is what happens. Don't work with children, animals, or sim racers.
Yeah. It's it's a stressful day. Sebring worked so smoothly, it got me a little bit too confident. Oh boy, I got another question. I'm sorry.
User
That's
left your
alright.
channel.
That's alright. There we go. He's a busy man. I think this is one of these moments where he'll sit back and
User
he'll
joined your
appreciate
channel.
all... Oh, there we go. I was just about to say this is where you'll sit back and appreciate everything that Alex does in Visk.
Oh yeah. There was a weekend in Visk where Alex straight up didn't show up for like an hour, and I was just like trying to panicked pull together like a race team of people to host the race. So then we got going for the first 10 minutes, and he finally showed up. I'm like, thank God. Thank God you're here.
What's up, guys?
Hey, how you doing, Matt?
Good, dude.
Oh, you looking forward to driving the safety car?
No. And yes. This is luckily we're just doing the safety car with the pit limiter on, so the amount of times I might crash into the wall is maybe only once, you know. So
Oh, well, that's reassuring for everyone to hear.
yeah, I'm a very safe safety car.
Oh God, it's. I was saying to Christian just before things kind of kicked off on the server there that it should be a really, really close race today.
Yeah, I think traffic management will be massive. We got a lot of GT4 cars. Even right now, what I'm looking at is 3 GT4 cars fighting with a GT3 McLaren just bottled up through the city section. So that'll be really interesting.
Yeah, I think it's going to be. I'm a little bit nervous for the Alpines because I was watching just on the practice, the Bentley nearly slammed into the back of one of them, and unfortunately, like saying a Bentley, there's only one Bentley, so you could find out who it was. But yeah, it's practice is practice, so hopefully they're learning how to pass each other cleanly. But yeah, I think they're. You might have your hands full.
Yeah. Oh boy. Starting on Adelaide was a brave decision on our part. I don't know. Should have gone somewhere easy.
Well, I think
Classic.
I think you've just got to kind of go for these things.
Yeah, that's true. Very much true.
I mean, what's the worst that will happen?
Bumpkins racing, you know. Sometimes you gotta trade some paint, especially at Adelaide.
Yeah, I think one of the things I'm probably more concerned about is if somebody like comes off the wall, and then
Yeah.
there's just no way to avoid them. But that's why we've got a safety car.
Yeah. I'm gonna leave Matt in your capable hands, Tommy, and I'm gonna sneak back up to race control and see how things are going.
Perfect. Well, I look forward to hearing from you through the race. But if you're busy, you're busy.
I'll do my best to keep you company here.
Cheers, buddy.
User
Hope
left
it's a
your
good one.
channel.
Oh, so Matt,
How's it going, man?
it's going good. It's going good. I was a little bit nervous. I was a bit worried that I wasn't actually going to be able to host this today because I was having so many issues with the packs and the cars. But it all seems to be working.
Two of the race stewards had R Factor crash,
Oh God.
and then one of them, the sound wouldn't come back on, so they had to restart their whole computer.
Oh God. Right. Well, thankfully that's not happened yet. But never say never.
The whole team is having problems. Yeah.
But you know, if you,
I think the first lap wreck is about to be real, because there's not a lot of space for any kind of mistake.
I think even though it's an hour and a half sprint race, it's still a long time. You're still going to have to stop for tyres and fuel.
Yeah.
There's plenty of other places to. Oh, just as we watch an Alpine slam into the wall there. There are plenty of places to overtake. The straights are long enough. I think if somebody's too heroic in the first lap, then it's just silly.
I think the issues might really start when they start the lap and starts happening.
Yeah. Looking at the forecast, is there any rain or anything like that? I mean, I had a look at.
We don't think so. We think it's just cloudy. Because
Yeah.
we were talking about the same thing, jokingly, you know, as a safety car, we can't really do a pit stop. I was like, do I just start with wet tires on in case? And they're like, yeah, don't worry about it. I think it just looks really overcast.
Yeah.
There is some blue skies out in the distance, so fingers crossed that it doesn't rain.
Well, a bit of rain's it adds a bit of spice.
Yeah, that's very true.
But I think you're right with if it's spice on the wrong circuit, then that could just be chaos.
And if these racers thought track cuts were bad in qualifying, we're going to have a dedicated steward to watch T1. And it's going to be like the F1 style of 3 warnings and then the penalty.
All right, okay. Well, that's actually relatively lenient, to be honest. Will there be a double in the penalties or anything like that if they do continue to flout
it's
the
really
rules.
egregious, I'm sure we'll take a look at it. But if you keep pushing wide in the corner, that's more what we're talking about. But if it's like an
Right.
egregious track cut to game position, then that's a whole different whole different penalty system coming down on you there.
Warm up will be another 5 minutes. Sorry for the inconvenience.
Don't worry, Chris. It's all right.
It's
Everything's okay.
happening. Fine, not a big deal. It's just the first real race. It's what are you gonna do? There's always something, right? Everything works perfectly in testing, and then as soon as you go to apply it during the race, it's like, oh, and suddenly this doesn't want to do anything.
Exactly. I'm still trying to get my head around the broadcast studio for R-Factor 2, which
Oh, I know. I know.
I must say, if anyone uses like anything like for, because the only ones I've actually done are Assetto Corsa and this, but it is really good. It's pretty user friendly, to be honest. So if anyone's thinking about streaming R-Factor 2,
You know how there's like the football manager game, and like in certain games you can be the manager. Some guy needs to go all in on a sim race and like make it so you can. There's like a steward part of the race, you know, like a whole system for that.
yeah, do you know what? I hadn't actually thought of that. Like, even to the point of having like, because I've heard other communities talking about having leagues where they've actually got like a team manager and an engineer on top of their drivers.
Well, I know
and
some of the NASCAR ones have spotters. They'll have a guy who literally is their spotter, and they'll have like an actual crew chief at least. They'll have like 2 guys helping them in the race.
yeah, it's crazy how immersive it is. I just wonder with, like, and I kind of I use this kind of like, hopefully not risking the fact that it'll like come back, but with lockdowns lifting, I wonder if we will see a bit of a drop off in sim racing, or with the popularity that is gained throughout last year.
Yeah, I know.
If it will continue, but I kind of hope that it does still continue to grow, because it's just such a nice.
We're in like a league for Assetto Corsa, and it has like 40 cars in it always. The race, and it's crazy good, and it's like such a good like gap. Like yesterday, every like top like 1 to 13 were all within a second of each other in quality pace.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
But then the race, I started the race 11th and I ended in 4th. So it could have been anybody's game. I could have had 3rd, but a back marker decided that he didn't like me for whatever reason, and he raced me into the hairpin and smoked me.
What track were you racing around?
Donington too, so it was just.
Oh, Donington.
As soon as he hit me, I was literally 0.4 behind P3, and I was catching him every lap, and then I got smoked, and I started catching him again, but it's just like it was too late.
Yeah, it's such a fast track, and if you just get something like that happen, you lose so much time.
Yeah, it's like as soon as you lose it, it's so hard to get that rhythm back, and the tires start to go there. It's scary.
Especially that turn 1 is just so awkward. It just.
Oh, I know.
It doesn't matter what car you're in. It just feels like you should be able to take that like another
way faster.
30 mile an hour faster than what you can actually go around it.
Well, for us, we're a dedicated Aston Martin team, so like it's honestly pretty good in medium speed. But it's like the last 2 hairpins. It's so painfully slow. So painfully slow. But everywhere else in the track works so quick. But it's like those 2 corners, like the car just does not want to be slow. It does not want to turn. I'm like,
Anyway, enough of Donington. Adelaide, how do you find the track? Or is there anything, if you were driving today, and I know you're in the safety car, but if you were driving hard today, is there any corners that is there any corners that keep you up at night?
it's gonna be, for me, it's T1's pretty brutal, but it's the quick right-hander that seems like it should be flat out, but it isn't, because it's more just people that are not patient. So then that's where scariness happens. Into braking zones is not too bad, and then a lot of the last sector is so thin that I'm surprised. I bet there's be a lot of bumping there.
So, is that Bartles Road, the long straight there?
Yeah.
It's actually looking at. I didn't realise there was an old part of the track as well, along a long course for it as well. This is me with my being so prepared for things that I'm having to get pictures of the racetrack up so I know what corners I'm looking at. But
I feel like Brundle and Crofty trying to remember all the corner names to Imola.
I can not Imola. What was the one that I did the other day? Alton Park. I did the track corners for there because there's one of the guys. He was a steward round there, and he was his track choice was the Super Beetles round Alton Park, but they had taken it was international circuit and they had taken the chicanes out, so it was absolutely brilliant watching them going around. Yeah, really cool race. Good one to watch and commentate on. But I'll not say over the stream because I don't know if Kirsten would mind mentioning another community here, but I'll message you later on. We'll get you over for some racing there.
That's awesome. Yeah.
But
I wish they would add like goofy tracks to those games, like old Monza with the oval. Like just stuff.
Have you not seen the somebody made like a Petit Spa?
Oh, really?
And it's like a really quirky track, which is like really weird angles, huge sausage curves that actually bounce you off into space.
That's what they were saying. What could make Catalunya fun? I was like, the last 2 corners, they should have them banked.
I think if they change the whole of that
they bank it.
back end of the track, or made it wider. If they made some of the corners just a bit wider to promote some of that overtaking. Did you watch the Formula 1 this afternoon?
Yeah, it was painful.
I thought it was alright towards the end.
The thing is, I don't hate Hamilton. It's just like, let somebody else win one time. Come on, he's so good. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Verstappen should have pit.
Yeah, he should. That was a really bad decision. And as soon as his
I think he would have lost
said,
anyway, but
yeah, this is the no spoilers for the Formula 1.
no, whatever. It's a live show. Too late now.
But yeah, as soon as his engineer said that, it's going to be like Hungary all over again, it was like,
yeah.
Well, if you know that, get them in for some, like, even if they waited 2 laps,
let them
put
try
them in on soft
least.
tyres.
Yeah, let them try at least,
Yeah, but it was exciting to a point, but yeah, they just kind of screwed it up a little bit, and I don't understand the Williams coming in for the double stop so early.
Yeah, then why'd they double stack them? It didn't make any sense.
But then bring them in for tyres quite early on as well. It just, I don't know, maybe they're just...
Oh, Verstappen's pit team's just trash. They're trying to lose the race for him.
Yeah. Oh, now that's interesting. We're showing 3 disqualifications on the board there.
Oh, it's... Yeah, I wonder if they sped in the pit lane.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Hi. How you doing?
How you doing, Julian?
Pretty good.
Fantastic.
Awesome, so you can help out Tom. I might jump back over here to the race control.
Well, you need to get ready for your safety car.
Oh, yeah.
Serious stuff.
We gotta get... what is the serious part of trying to find a good spot to park it? It's on the way.
We're going into race after the end of the warm-up. Please be ready.
There you go. That's your call. Good luck,
Have
Matt.
a good one, eh? Yeah, good luck to y'all.
User left your channel.
How you doing?
Pretty good. I was supposed to be the one to help you earlier this morning, and I didn't get up on my alarm.
Well, that's fine. You're here now, so we are all good to go.
Yeah. The other thing is, I can't see the. I have to like watch the stream itself to see what's going on.
Oh, that's
I don't
fine.
have
Or
that.
I can stream it to the Discord if you want. And,
All right. Yeah, that'd be.
Give me 2 seconds. We'll get that set up.
Yeah.
Da-da-da. I'm just going to play it through low res as well. Just in fact, that's not going to work. Go into. You should see me in voice chat there, and I'll just mute myself. If I can. go.
Yeah, I don't actually have R Factor or like any of the racing sims.
All right, okay. Well,
It's because I don't have like a Rob has been trying to get me into these games, and I just like don't have like a feedback wheel.
right, okay. Right, hopefully you should be seeing what I'm seeing. It might be a little bit jumpy now and again, but hopefully it'll still be working.
Yeah,
fine.
that'll work.
Perfect. Yep, so just 20 seconds left of the warm-up, and then we should be good to go for the race. So you've timed it really, really well, Julian.
Yeah, I'm good at timing here. You see, I'm never late or early. I'm exactly when I want to be there. So
Well, it has been quite long. The qualifying and practice combined were just over the hour mark, and there was a slight delay with the server, but we should all be ready to rock very, very shortly. And it is going to look like it's going to be a good old tight race.
that's good.
Now, I think the GT3s should be setting off first.
So wait, there's like 2 different classes for this one, right?
Yeah, we've got the Alpines, which are the GT4 class, and we've got the GT3s, which is a bit of a mixed spread of McLarens, BMWs, Bentleys, and Corvettes. Oh, and the Ferrari as well. But I only think there is one Ferrari.
Let's see if he comes out on top, you know?
Hope so. I hope that there's... do you know what? I just hope that it's just a good race today. Really tight. And, you know, if there's any bumps or rubbing, it's nothing too drastic. And they can just kind of, like, brush themselves off and get on with it. But,
Yeah, that'd be nice.
It would be nice. We'll have a wee quick look again at the qualifying results, if they will come up. Yes, so for the Alpines, we have Alessandro in first, followed by Alan. Nope, there was something, but it stopped. Dom in third, Pascal in fourth.
We'll sort it out on the formation lap.
Oh, Yusuf in fifth, Jurgen in sixth, Peter in seventh, eighth for Casey, ninth for Rob.
Everyone, let the
10th for
red
Roddy.
036 Alpine go, as that is the safety car. And we will then sort out the grid.
There we go. It's like team radios in Formula One. We've just kind of got to shut up, and hopefully they will not get talked over, or we'll talk over them. So, on to the GT3s.
Once again, the issue with the grid was caused by people leaving and joining whilst we were assessing the grid.
So we've got Santo in first, Kirby in second, Klaus in
Everybody,
third.
please stay on your place. Don't move.
Oh, Jones in fourth.
We will announce,
and
and you go into turn 3 on the straights, and then you go into formation grid there.
Parker in sixth, Tobias Bloomshine in seventh, Satoris in eighth. Unfortunately, if you fancy having a go at that second name, Julian, you're more than welcome. Daniel Mayer in ninth, Silvassi in 10th, and we'll just swap over to the next part of the grid, the next page.
P1 is Jeff Close, please go.
Vincent in 11th, Tom Dillon in 12th, Zabadi in 13th, and Gibson following up.
Stop
in 14th.
behind the safety car, you are allowed to choose a side.
So we'll just be a wee bit quiet just while they organise themselves.
Ute, sorry for not pronouncing your name right, you're P2. Daniel Kirby.
You know, I like how one of those guys
Sean
just
Jones.
it just kept going down the way, even though
Lavante is after him. Michael Parker after that.
I wonder if that was the safety car and I'm just blind.
Tobias Bloomskin.
Oh, it looks like we...
Daniel Meyer,
It's an interesting starting spot.
Patrick Silvassi,
Well, no, we're just going
Vincent
around behind
Gerd,
safety car, so
Tom
once
Dillon.
things are kind of off, then it shouldn't be too bad. And then we should get the GT4s lining up behind them as well.
So is this like a standing start, or is it going to be a...
It's rolling start.
So Torres, Contagores is after that.
I've never actually watched a race that's been a rolling start in
Subok,
person.
Sabari,
Well, not in
after
person,
that?
but like ever.
Oh, here we go. Not only that, not only are you watching it, you're part of the action. So, there we go. We'll get the time in.
Oh,
and-
Alejandro Valente,
Attention to all cars moving. Go slowly as cars are stopped on the run to turn 3.
What?
Yeah, so
Alan
just
Holden after that,
a little
Tom
later.
Vasal, Pascal Egert, Josef Fredrik Sutter,
Things just slowly getting round there.
Reminder to GT4s to keep it slow as cars are stopped on the exit
After that is Jürgen
off the run to
Slechten.
turn 4.
So are the GT3s or the GT4s
Peter
faster?
Schünemann,
The GT3s are the faster
then
ones
Casey
round
So
here.
and Rob Smith.
So, alright. Because usually
We believe
I
this
did
is the grid.
like
Uh,
2...
We will do one extra formation lap after this one, so you can warm up properly.
2 commentaries
Car
for
57, why you stopped?
Visk.
What was that, sorry?
Okay. I did like 2 commentaries for Visk, and I
Yeah.
still don't really understand what's going on in all these races.
Don't worry. You're in good company.
That's good to hear.
We just watch the race and just make noises as things go round. I'm sure that's
pretty
how.
easy.
I'm sure that's how Brundle and Crofty sort it out. But fingers crossed, we'll be able to see just some good position change. Now, I thought Santo had qualified in first position, but
Once again, we apologise for the delays.
there hasn't been any challenge or anything, so we'll see.
I wonder-
Everybody who still hasn't catched up,
Sorry.
they can catch up.
It was
Just
didn't they say that there
second
was
time saying that, we will do another formation lap. And then, as we explained in the briefing, we will start race.
Perfect. So things are getting underway. Things will be moving relatively soon.
At the beginning of next lap, the
This
GT4s
is-
are allowed to, the leader is allowed to bunch up the field a bit behind, like 10-15 cars land to the GT3s.
Didn't they mention that there wasn't any like track limits built into this track?
Yes, they did. Just before you came on, there was Christian and Matt were in the commentary booth, and they were saying just about the track limits were a bit of a nightmare. So they do have stewards who will be keeping an eye on track limits throughout the race.
So I'm wondering if that's the reason why Santo isn't in the front.
Yeah, it could be that they've had something invalidated. Oh, and what have we
Whoa.
got? We've got a Corvette that's stopped on the line there. Don't
Wrong
quite
kind of start.
understand what's happened there. We're just slightly confused with proceedings.
Maybe.
Nevertheless. Okay.
What's I wonder if race control's seen that yet.
It doesn't. Don't think so. If you can get into race control, oh, they're moving now. They're moving now.
Okay. What was going on there?
I have no idea. I think.
Did they think it was a standing start and they just
I think-
stopped?
Yeah. I think they thought it was a like formation lap behind the safety car, and then
Alright,
But-
due to an issue where the game has set it to a standing start, once the
Oh.
lights go out, no one move, we will have an immediate safety car, 1 or 2 formation laps, and then we will start the race.
So
It's-
game problem.
it's a game problem. It's not a user error. It's a game problem. Oh
But
right.
everyone in their... Sorry.
Well, this is a bit unfortunate for the drivers because they will be burning out fuel here. So, like, I know that, like, some of the races I've been in, there's folk will just spend so much time on their strategy and they'll put exactly the amount of fuel that they want to use in, and these extra laps under safety car could be affecting them. It's not, and the race hasn't even started yet. Like, the timer hasn't even started counting down. So this is just a nightmare for some of them. But
Yeah.
also could benefit some of the other ones that aren't maybe as fast but have got the strategy chops.
So that's why you throw...
So, once again, everyone line up in your grid spot. There will be an immediate, once the lights go out, immediate safety car. So, let the red 36 Alpine go and stop at turn 3. And then, slowly, once we read out your names, form up behind.
I suppose that's why you throw an extra splash of fuel in there, just, in case the game mucks it up.
Yeah, that's planned for the worst. Right, so Michael Parker out in front. Hopefully nobody will get DSQ'd or have any major issues.
Yeah.
Just
Would
not-
the game do that for...
I don't think it's set up that way. I think they'll get alerted, but I think they should be able to.
Everyone, stay still.
Oh.
And that's the safety
Safety
car.
car
off.
will move to the top of turn 3. Then when we call out your names, form up behind the safety car.
This is certainly an interesting start.
It's
Okay, so P1 is Jeff Close again. He can go. After that is David Yunt.
Everyone slow down when you, because you've been told to move, slow down. Just so you don't collide with the safety car.
Daniel Kirby, P3. After
Man.
that is Sean Jones.
Man, look at Matt there, leading the race.
that's it. He's well chuffed. See, he was
Michael
only
Parker.
he was only
before.
expecting to do like
Safety
a
car
lap.
is stopping between turn 3 and turn 4.
Now, hopefully, because none of these cars will be up to temperature either, so the tyres are going to be cold, the brakes are all going to be cold. Turn 1 is potentially going to be an absolute car crash.
It's gonna be a nightmare for all the...
After that is Lavante.
I feel bad for all of them, because they gotta deal with this now.
Yeah.
After that is Tobias Blumskin.
Ooh.
Oh, oh no.
Hope that didn't do anything.
I hope that didn't do any damage.
Yeah. That would suck.
This is. Looks like maybe just a little bit of a ping issue from somebody there, but fingers crossed everyone's okay.
Yeah. Alright, I will be right back. I need to go do something real quick.
Yeah, of course. Take your time. Well, hopefully-
P1 will go again because they got some damage because of a lag spike or something.
Perfect. So we have P1 returning to their position. If you're still tuned in for this, hopefully we will get racing
By the way,
shortly.
guys, please drive slowly to the safety car so you don't get damaged. Don't just see somebody ahead of you and crash into them.
Who said setting up an event was easy? Absolutely no one. Now just as he comes round and takes his
Okay, Daniel
place in
Meyer,
pole.
Patrick Silvassi, Vincent Gott, Tom Dillon, Rob Gibson, Satoris, Sabati,
And we should be on to the GT4.
Remember to
okay,
slow the
that's
pace down, guys.
the GT3s. We're starting with the GT4s, Alessandro Valente,
So I do have to apologise to everyone for the delays in starting today because of
after that P2 is Alan Holden,
just some issues with the server,
Tom
but we'll
Bessel.
hopefully be underway very shortly.
Pascal Egerst, Josef
then-
Fredrik Sutel,
Once we're underway, hopefully there'll not be too many
Jürgen
bumps and
Slechten,
scrapes.
Peter Schünemann, Casey So, and Rob Smith.
There we go. So now everyone is underway. Now Jeff is showing it could be out of position. Now I wonder if that's because he's returned to the pits without completing a lap, and he might be a lap down compared to everyone else, but we'll keep an eye on that.
Okay, so we're starting slowly. We caught one extra lap formation, so after you go around, you do another lap.
Things are looking okay now. So, like I said, everything looking pretty good now. Everyone in position. Everyone all looking to go and race their little hearts out. Tell you what else we'll do. We'll get up the banner underneath just so those at home can actually see who they are watching. Because that helps just identify the car and give you some
Jeff
details.
Close, once the safety car reaches the front stretch, you are clear to pass him and re-overtake the field to gain your lap back.
Alright. So,
If the game doesn't decide to just put you back to P1 by then.
Ah, there we go. So having the Corvette that had the glitch is a lap down, so they're going to let them go and hopefully catch up to get the position back.
is that the guy that,
Had that kind of weird glitch, yeah.
yeah, they got pinged into safety car there?
Yeah. But it also kind of stands them in a good position for the actual kind of first part of the race, because should have a bit more temperature in their car for the start. Right. Now they should be on their pit limiters coming round here as well, so and they all will be driving really, really slow. So Jeff should find himself back into a good position.
Jeff, when you come back up to the Group, please slow down and pass everyone in a safe manner.
Ah, that's
We will
boring.
now, so please stay in a single file so the GT3 car can overtake you. Thank you.
Single file pit limiter, please.
Glad that I got back before the race actually started.
You've done. Like I said, you've timed it all very, very well.
Yeah.
Right, so he is just crossing the start-finish line, and they are looking like they are kind of halfway round. So he should be able to get his position back way before the start-finish line. There shouldn't be any issues there. Yeah, Bartels Road they were on, and coming up into Brabham Straight. As Matt was saying, this is the kind of sort of weird right-hander where it looks like it should be flat out, but it is a slight lift. And that was the one that was keeping him up at night. Thankfully, he's on the pit limiter. He's not having to worry too much. It's not quite the driving a safety car on the limit with Formula 1 cars behind you.
Yeah.
But he's doing a good job. He's keeping it all nice.
Okay, the
and tidy.
GT3 is behind you. Please let him through.
We will have a wee look as Jeff manages to squeeze up.
Man, look at all those people he's passed. He must be really good at this.
He's get some sort of Forza award for doing that. So many cars overtaken in a lap.
We are doing one more formation lap. At the end of next lap, we're beginning the race.
I genuinely feel bad for all the like strategy people.
Yeah. I'm just going to quickly flick off the safety car side of it just to see. Yeah, so an hour and 20, so there's still a good chunk of racing still to go around here, but it has just been a little bit of a nightmare just trying to get things up and running. But
Yeah.
with it being the first round, there's always going to be something that happens or a couple of things that happen. But we're all here. Everyone is now in position, and we should be ready for some racing.
Yay!
Yeah.
I suppose the game's what is it? Like game setup isn't super intuitive.
Yeah, I think it's an awkward thing to set up. I must admit I've not looked.
Okay,
into-
GT Force, you can make some gap to the GT3s.
Safety car is in this lap. When safety car pulls away, leader maintain pace.
Yeah, so it's not something I looked into setting up the servers, but I have heard that it's not the most user-friendly way to set things up. I think we've been quite lucky with some of the Assetto Corsa ones where they've got user interface panels for them now, which makes it relatively idiot-proof to use. And I think if there was something like that for R-Factor 2, it would be...
GT Force, please slow down a bit more. Thank you.
So, safety car is on the move, pulling away from the GT3s, and we will be racing this lap. All we're asking for our Christmas is the entire field to get through turn 1 without any damage. Is it going to happen?
Fingers crossed.
It didn't sound convincing, but we'll take it. As they're turning around the final
GT3s,
turn,
prepare for green.
and we are go, go, go.
Green flag.
That was an unusual way to do a green flag. And all looks relatively clean.
GT4s prepare for green.
Looks like everyone got through.
For now.
Green flag, green flag.
We'll have a quick look back at the GT4s. Oh, a little bit wide through there. I don't know who it was. I think it was one of the GRG cars. It might have been Dom. No, it can't have been Dom that was going wide through there. He's too far up. Oh!
Ooh.
How he did well to hold that. That was an.
Go better wing. Safety car deployed. Safety car deployed.
Oh, right. Okay, that must be further back with. It looks like Tobias back in the pits. Safety car on the move. We'll have a wee look through just to see what's happened.
You have the oh, there's the piece of debris on the track there.
Oh, so it was all looking so well as they're all gathering up behind the safety car again. Matt thinking he was going to have a relatively easy night is he's not. As simple as that. Bit of a shame that we were hoping that we would get a little bit more racing underway, but like I said, I don't know, it must have been Tobias that's been involved in a bump there.
Yeah, I think I saw the front bumper of someone on the ground there. Or
Yeah,
something.
Can't quite get a good look at the car there.
Oh, won't be able to tell once he's out of the
Yeah.
pits.
I think from this distance it looks like he's missing a wheel, but fingers crossed that is not the case. And we'll just see how things pan out from there. Let's see.
I mean,
From there.
you know, props to him for getting back to the pit lane if he lost a wheel.
Yeah. We've just had a message on the Discord from Christian there, just apologising for all the chaos, as he's described it, for getting the race started. But it is one of the first championships. There are a lot of guys and girls here that are trying to get their act together for getting things sorted out. And we do hope that the next time that this goes ahead, it will all be nice and smooth. So
Drive-through penalty for car number 25, RE Racing, for causing a collision.
oh, so stewards are.
You cannot serve the penalty during the safety car period. You have to wait for it to end.
Yeah, so
So-
they don't even realise that Tobias is still in the pits. And he is moving, so clearly getting some repairs.
So, what was that?
Yeah, so
Someone caused the accident there.
the Tobias caused the accident, also
And
had to
also
get
to
repairs.
those speaking in the chat, please don't. Next time we will be penalizing for that.
And so Tobias had caused a collision and got a penalty for it, so he's going to have to serve that. But he is able to kind of catch up a little bit. He's still going to be a lap down. I think now he's just going to have to get out and just enjoy the race, enjoy the rest of the day, and hopefully try and just salvage something and just get some practice in.
Well, hopefully he can place a little higher than where he is now.
Yeah.
Might be a little bit of a hard day for him, but
It's looking like that now. It's also looking like we have got some of the cars entering the pits. So we have got Gibson and was somebody else, Jean, as well, entering the pits, as he looked like he had damage, getting his rear spoiler popped back on there.
I'm like curious as to what happened.
Yeah, I think there is a way to do replays, but I don't know how to get that to work. It's something I'll need to play with. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Could ask Christian after the race if you don't want to do it now.
Stay tuned for next week, where we might actually know what we're doing. No promises. No promises. Right. Okay. Mark replay event.
That was like a fair few minutes ago too. So
Yeah, so I've missed it by a mile. So maybe next time, if something happens, we can try and catch it. And we'll see how that pans out from there.
You know, I've been curious about one of these turns where there's like a curb and everyone goes over it and like.
Car number 21 is allowed to unlap themselves. Please allow him to pass you. It's a purple car, McLaren GT3.
Oh, he's going back into the pits.
I wonder what's going on there. Seems a bit odd.
I wonder if he needs fuel.
It might be that, or it might be something that's not been sorted out properly.
Maybe.
Oh, fingers crossed things will get sorted out and we'll get a better run at things. Ah.
Oh, someone's DNF'd.
Like, Sabadi is DNF'd. Maybe out of frustration. We do know that there are people that want things to run as smoothly as possible, and so do the organisers, but unfortunately sometimes just when one thing goes slightly out of whack, it does have a kind of knock-on effect. But we will hopefully be racing again shortly. We've still got 24 cars going round. There we go, safety car in this lap, so we will be racing again. And
Safety car in this lap, safety car in this lap, need to maintain pace.
Go Jessica, keeping us up to date with what is going on. We will knock the safety car symbol off as Matt takes off, and lets Jeff control the field. I don't know why we keep on seeing those flashes for sector 2. Oh, even at low speed you can see the effect that those sausage curbs have.
Looks like he's sledding all over the place too.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to roast their tyres a little bit just to get in there.
Yeah, looks I don't know, looked a little aggressive to me.
I'll keep an eye on the Discord in case there's any notes there from Sabadi, just if he's maybe had an issue with the thing. But we are green, and Jeff getting a good rip away into turn 1. So much so that we will keep an eye.
Flew down there.
Further back. There. And looks like everyone's through. We've got the GT4s coming through now. And the GT3s that are out of position. Through as well. Somebody in the pits along with Matt. And Blumshin will need to set his penalty pretty soon.
I wonder if he'll do it early so he can just get it over with.
It's hard to tell. He didn't lose out too much, and he's only 4 seconds off cars in front. But yeah, it makes sense just to kind of get it out of the way. You can see how twitchy the Corvettes are through there. And from qualifying, we were seeing the McLarens were completely dominant, but I don't quite know what's happened to them. We should be seeing them coming further up through the field.
Say it looked like most of them were like within a second or two of each other in quality.
There's still a long way to go though.
Yeah. Got an entire hour to see what happens here.
That's it. Have we managed to make a lap round without a safety car? I think we might have, you know. So things look quite tight up here. We'll just have a wee look back at the GT4s. So we are just trying to have a wee look at the interval times, but with some of the cars being out of position, it's making it quite hard to see. You can see how much time is lost.
Ooh.
And there we go, GT3 getting by on the straight. I think that was a good move there, just waiting. GT4 is actually pretty nippy along the straight. Not really allowing the GT3 to pass as quickly as he thought he was going to get by. Peter getting by.
I wonder if that's going to cause problems when the GT3s finally get around to the back of the GT4 pack.
Oh, now what happened there? Because Vincent looks like he lost out to Kirby there. Kirby, who had a great qualifying as well, but just having a nightmare start. Same with Levante. All the way back down in 8th place. Maybe looking to try and climb up the field a little bit. But things looking relatively tight. Parker not letting go of Jones in front. But so far, Jeff Close doing pretty good job staying in front in the Corvette. Just seen some. Oh, now we've got a yellow in sector 2.
And
Oh. That looked like Casey and. Oh.
who's in the pink car?
I don't know who's in the pink car. There we go. Casey and. Not Roddy. Yusuf. But things are underway. There has not been a safety car called, so we'll take that as a small victory for the race. And fingers crossed there'll not be any more shenanigans from there. Still quite tight though. We've got Peter Schoenemann half a second off Alan
User
Holden.
joined your channel.
Uh-oh.
Oh, is this?
What's up, man? How's the
Hey.
race been going?
It's been pretty safe.
E1 is the only danger really to have to contest with.
Yeah, you had. We were impressed by your driving skills.
Did you see me drive off the track?
No, I didn't. Oh, now it
What?
looks like somebody's gone way deep.
I drove off the track because they were typing in the messages, and I was like, oh, I got someone crashed. So I looked at it and I drove through a gravel trap. It was only mildly embarrassing.
Well, we didn't catch you on stream, so
All that matters.
you get to keep your pride for a little bit.
No, I'm telling the whole world. There's no pride. It was bad. I had to reverse and everything.
Do you know what happened to Sabadi?
Crashed on the lap, I think.
Ah, right, okay.
Left three-wheeled it, you know?
Right. And he's just decided enough's enough.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. It has been a nightmare trying to get things going today, but I'm
Yeah,
so
they
glad that racing
reset it, and
is
then they
going.
reset it to be a standing start, so that messed everything up. Just a small accident that causes such a big headache.
Just looking at Daniel Kirby now.
Get a
catching-
drive-through, so...
Oh, has Daniel Kirby got a drive-through?
He did. He already started.
Right. Okay, perfect. Because I wondered what was going on, because there was a couple of cars that were out of position. Some that
Yeah.
looked like they got some repairs as well. But he looks like he's on a bit of a charge there. David Junt on a charge as well, setting the fastest lap of the race so far. So we'll hopefully see some good old-fashioned racing pretty soon. Good to see the BMWs further up the field.
Yeah, that might be the track for them finally.
But Tom Dillon doing really well from the start, gaining 6 positions up into 6th place. It makes a change from him not doing commentary.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe if he comes back, he can.
He kept having the itch. He kept doing commentary and then seeing the races and being like, oh, I wish I was in that race. And so I'm happy he's finally doing it.
Yeah, when he comes back, he'll have some stories to tell us.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna hop back up to the race control. You two have a good time.
Perfect, Mark.
Alright.
I hope it's non-eventful.
Oh well, I'm sure it will be.
Oh, just as I say that, yellow in
Yeah.
sector 3.
User left your channel.
Alright.
And there we go. Casey now setting 127 in the Alpines. So she'll be pretty pleased with that she is nice and quick on track. She'll just be hoping to convert that into some positions and climb further up through the field. Dom Bessel having a decent drive, but Alessandro miles ahead at the moment. 8 seconds ahead of the next Alpine, according to this. Yep, it is 8 seconds. Jeezy peeps, he's flying.
Yeah.
And there we go. We can see in the background just the gap that they've managed to generate.
Jeez. And I guess, what is it? Clean air does wonders?
I think you're right. It looks like
You know-
Yusuf has came into the pits as they are a lap down, and he has got one of the Corvettes all over the back of them. Is Vincent behind in Epic Racing's Corvette. So we've just got about an hour remaining for this race. After a shaky start, we are racing and things are looking pretty good.
Someone's a little salty.
Yeah, I was just
Flashing his
wondering that as
brights
well.
at him.
It's like, I don't quite understand, unless it was a hiya.
You know, if we
It's
cut him off at a corner we didn't see or something.
Maybe a little rubber or something at some point, but hopefully nothing too drastic. So we have Levante in 7th. Looks like they've got by Sotaris, and they will be pushing hard. You can see how out of shape through turn 1 to the centre chicane, and they are on it. Oh, and they've been lucky to catch the Alpine there, not losing too much time at all. Yellow in sector 1, but it's already away, so maybe just somebody just pushing the track limits just a little bit. But so far, so good. No change out front, but Sean Jones is really hanging on to the back of Jeff, not letting them go. I think pit stops here could be pretty crucial.
Yeah, they're just flying out front there.
So we've got Tobias in the pits again. Let's just try and click back to find out where they are. There they go. I wonder if they're stopping for their penalty or if this is an actual proper stop. Either way, we'll get back out. So we still have Junt with the fastest lap. Kirby is still pushing on and pulling away from David Junt there as well. Maybe just some of the GT3s not able to get a decent run if they're getting held up by the Alpines. But should be looking. Oh, and Casey has gone even faster at 26.8. So fastest in the GT4s at the moment. And it looks like she's gained a position from the last time we looked down there. We'll have a wee look shortly just to see who's gained, who's lost. And we've got another yellow in sector 1, but again, clearing quickly. These track limits getting pushed.
Well, the game's track limits at least.
Yes. Yeah. I suppose I think the track limits over there is there's a wall. If you hit it, that's too far.
Yeah. And I think hitting a wall is enough punishment.
Now, is there going to be a move here because Jones looks like they've got a decent run out in the last turn. Come down to T1. They are all over the back of Jeff in front. And they are coming up to traffic as well, so this could be potentially a little bit of room to get by. But there is also potential for some shenanigans, but David Junt again just pushing his Corvette a bit quicker.
So, car out the first chicane, so car the first chicane.
Ooh. Now,
Car is wrong again.
looked really close. I think that was either Dom or Casey there. And that was Casey's doing pretty well to avoid avoid all the carnage there. And there is a yellow in sector 3, maybe somebody going a bit deep into the hairpin. Or just catching a bit in the grass, but for a track that's got no programs, track limits, it certainly loves a yellow flag.
Yeah. Oh, looks like there's another DNF there.
No. Yes, it's Solaris in the Bentley. I don't quite know what's happened there. It did look like they were in the big group of cars that were kind of coming round, so it might just be that they've gone off the track and maybe just had enough for this evening, but it's a bit unfortunate that that's happened.
Yeah.
See if they've had a disconnect, they might be able to get back on again, but we'll see. And Jeff is now increased his lead by a second, and he is trying his best to get these GT4s to act as a shield to second place to again further increase his gap.
Yeah, because passing those slower cars is, still hard.
That's really hard.
Especially
Warning to Team Mugen Racing number 808 for track limits.
So we mentioned off the track limits there. Patrick Savassi having a cracking race in the BMW. Looks like he could potentially challenge second place, but he is going to have Parker and Levante looking to try and close down. Levante not finding the pace of earlier on. Like I said, I don't quite know what had happened with the qualifying, as I was seeing them as number one, but for the race they were way down, so maybe they were doing something a little bit naughty that they should not have been doing.
Is that a glitch, or that guy actually hit the wall there?
Sometimes it glitches, but sometimes they do hit the wall.
You can never tell.
Can never fully tell. Tom Dillon, Really trying to push by that Alpine there, but losing out. Trying to get around the outside. Oh,
I say, don't the Alpines get a blue flag?
they do get a blue flag, but sometimes I don't quite know if it's a kind of like a respectful get by them, or if they have to let somebody by, like kind of wait until they can get past, so they can still hold a line through a corner. They don't have to move out the way. It's super tight round here, so it's just really hard to try and do it. Oh, Michael Parker in the pits. Hopefully a scheduled stop, but that's definitely one of the first proper ones. Yellow in sector 1. It looks like it is. Ooh. I was just trying to see what was going on there. What's it got?
It's probably track limits.
Yeah, I think so.
You know, we're gonna get so like used to seeing the yellow that, you know, something big's gonna happen and be like, nah, it's just some guy got off the track limits again.
Yeah, I think what I'll need to do is I'll need to get SimHub working
Slow
properly.
cars, last sector, be careful.
Oh, right, okay, something has happened. Somebody going into the pits. It's not Tobias. But Tobias desperately trying to get round the GZ4 just at that last part of the track. Seems to be a good place to watch for overtaking the GZ4s, but it is not ideal. So let's have a quick look. Somebody did go into the pits there. Sean Jones is in the pits from second place.
Hopefully that's a scheduled stop, but
Yeah, it should be around about this time. He should be able to fill up and get tyres on and last for the rest of the race.
really?
But yeah, 50 minutes.
Oh yeah, I suppose we've been going for what, 40 minutes now? Technically?
Technically, yeah.
So they've been wearing their tires down for that entire time.
Yeah. So fingers crossed they'll be able to just get on. Let's have a wee look at the positions gained and lost, which is not coming up.
It's the closest coming in for a pit stop as well.
Nah, that's I was hoping that this would work, but it's not. Oh well. Let's have a quick look and see who is left to stop. So, I tell you what, Junt's actually benefited now. If they'll probably need to stop again, but they're getting themselves further up the field.
Do pit stops normally take almost 2 minutes?
They will take a while for the amount of fuel that they'll need to put in.
Oh, yeah, I suppose.
But things looking not too bad. Savasi having a cracking run at this today. And he was really close to the leaders, so he might, with a good pit stop and a good couple of laps now, there might be enough chance for him to come out in a good position. So, and they're still staying out.
Slow car, last turn.
Oh, and another slow car. Trying to catch and see who it is. Oh, Casey Saul getting really close. Looks like that was just on to Santo, who will be pushing hard, being up into second place, trying to close that gap down to Silvassi in front, but obviously still needing to make a pit stop as well. And, using all that curb. not want to turn too much over it because otherwise they'll just whip it round.
Yeah, I've been wondering about that turn. Like, there's the curb there, but then like you just go out that side anyway.
I don't know if they're looking at it if you get a benefit from it, then you'll get punished. But I think if you're kind of bounced over it and you lose a bit of time, then they'll probably not be quite as hot on it. I think I could be wrong. So Vasi's still staying out. So this could play quite keenly into the hands as we are. I think that is Sean Jones, who is behind Silvassi. And Sean Jones must have had an issue because he's shown that he is 2 laps behind, way down the field. That's a real shame because...
Warning to car number 72, team reading game for track extension.
So what's the difference between track extension and track limits, or is that just the same thing?
I think it's the same thing. It's just kind of like using an extra part of the track to your advantage.
Ah. Sean is just on that guy, ain't he?
Yeah, like I said, he's shown us 2 laps down, so I do wonder if he had a bit of an issue or if it was just a scheduled pit stop. But then we've got Jeff, who was leading and is stopped for the pit stop, and he is
Down in 7th.
Yeah, down in 7th, but he's still just about a lap off the leader, because he's 86 seconds to the leader, which is over a lap, because I think it was 1 minute 19 or 1 minute 20s that they're kind of running at the moment. 1 minute 19 is the fastest. So we'll just see how things pan out here. So to be fair, Jones might not be quite as bad, but I do wonder if he was the sole car that they were talking about when they were coming round, and it could be that he's maybe had some damage that he's had to sort, as we've got yet another yellow in sector 3, and this time it was staying on a little bit longer, so maybe somebody running a little bit wide, as we've got the McLaren of there we go, McLaren of Tobias coming in. Just having a quick flick through to make sure that we've not got anyone else sneaking in there. Things looking pretty decent. We've got Alessandro is not way out in front. I'm assuming he's had a pit stop, and Pascal has not been in yet. We'll have a quick look to see who has had the right stops.
There we go. New best time for
No, so it looks like Alessandro must have had an issue somewhere, because he's got Egger all over the back of him, and he was miles in front at one point.
Oh, yeah, he wasn't he? He was like, what, 8 seconds?
Yeah, so this is the joys of multi-class racing, where you're trying to do everything on a single screen. Sometimes you miss stuff. So apologies for the supporters for Alessandro, and obviously Pascal as well. We'll see how it goes. We've still got a few of the Alpines yet to stop. Oh, and Jones has had a DNF. Oh no.
What happened there?
I have no idea what's happened with him there. What a shame. But hopefully we'll try and get things back up and running. We've still got the top 3 yet to stop. Patrick, Levante and Tom still got to make their stops. And Jun in 4th has had 2 stops already. one for repair, and then one we can only presume for fuel and tyres. I wonder if he's got enough in the tank to get him to the end of the race. It should, if he has, it'll be in a decent position, as Kirby is also yet to stop, and Parker is 43 seconds down the road behind Kirby. So a lot of things going on, and we will do our best to try and keep up with the action.
So I suppose I'll need to get the game so I can actually like watch. You know, help you find some.
It does help. It does help if there's like more eyes, because like anytime I've done the endurance side of things, it's just kind of handy having folk looking at the stream round about the track and saying, "Oh, check this out" or "check that out." But it's all learning.
Yeah.
Right, so we still have Alpine kind of defending the racing line from that McLaren there, which there was no need to do, but maybe trying to move too close to the inside to let the McLaren go the inside.
Warning to team Mugen Sim Racing number 16 for track limits.
And another slap of the wrist for Team Mugen there. We'll hopefully see them getting round. Really glad now that once things have kind of started going, that we are not seeing the safety cars there. Now Tom Dillon is all over the back of Santo, and I don't know if Tom was past. They must have been past there.
Wasn't he behind Santa?
Yeah, sorry, but he's had caught up there, so I don't quite know what's happened, if there's been a little incident. But we'll find out. And we've got another yellow. Is it just track limits? Santo now in the
Warning,
pits.
car stopped at turn 1. Car stopped at turn 1.
Oh, right, okay. Car
Car
stop.
is rolling again.
It's
And a new best
Warning
lap time.
to Mugen Sim Racing number 16 for track limits. That's your second working.
oh, so some of them still getting warnings.
I wonder if they just like don't know where they're going off. Because this, like, I don't know where the track limits are on this. I don't think I could tell in the heat of a moment.
We've also now we're seeing that Pascal has got by Alessandro and is 5 seconds ahead. So Pascal having an absolutely amazing race. Whether or not Alessandro has picked up some damage somewhere, but
Maybe he, or they just haven't pitted yet.
possibly.
They're running low on their tires.
So we're looking at Mayer also doing a relatively decent job in the BMW, not finishing last due to the dropouts that we've had, but it is a tougher car around the tracks. And we're looking to get this out, doing some decent lap times as well. So hopefully be able to push back up the field a little bit, as some of the other cars have still got to make their pit stops even at this later point in the race. And Vincent as well, trying to just get further up. Jeff Close, who was our leader, and squeezing by for an overtake on Michael Parker.
That could have been bad.
That could have been bad, but it wasn't. Made it his. And I think they've timed it relatively well as they're coming up onto one of the GT4s. I think they're going to get caught up behind them through turn 1. Oh no, they're not. Good work. GT4 just letting off slightly to let them through. And then letting the other one through as well for Santo now back on the track in 5th position. And Dylan in the pits. We're looking to try and get going as quickly as possible. Now David June still, like we said earlier on, I don't know if he's got enough fuel in the tank to get to the end, but if they do, then they are in a really, really good position, but their tyres will probably be ruined by the end of the race, so fingers crossed they can run as long as possible. We've still got Salvasi, who's just still going.
Have they pitted yet at all?
No. No, they've not.
Wow.
So I don't know if maybe he's got some like fuel in these roll cage tubes as well, just to kind of keep it going as long as possible. No NASCAR cheating stuff. Inflatable hoses that they used on them as well. But definitely, if he can get to the half-hour mark as well, then it means that he doesn't need to put as much fuel in for the end. So this
Maybe
could
that's
potentially be
their
a really good strategy. He will lose some positions, but I think if he could come out in around about 4th position, he would be happy with that. Tom Dillon, not far off Levante as well after the pit stop, so gained another position there.
You know, I see a lot of purple liveries out here.
It must just be the style. It must be like kind of that. It must be that thing where there's just, you see something subconsciously, and then there's so much kind of influence that it just kind of comes on.
Yeah.
Oh, now
Like,
we're seeing the yellow in sector 2. That's not good. It's gone out.
Hope everything's alright there. Ooh. And it's back.
Casey Salt diving into the pits last minute. We're still seeing
Good
yellows
lord.
going up in sector 2. Just trying to flick through the cars just to see what's going on here.
So no, like, stationary camera to see and...
I've got the what's going on? I've got the this broadcast thing through. Oh, right, okay. I think I can see something in the background there.
I'm guessing it's just the game being wonky, because we haven't heard anything from Race Control yet, so...
Yeah, it could be. It can be
Is
a
that-
temperamental beast.
Yeah. You know, I'm not complaining about all the purple liveries there, it's just...
Yeah. Apologies to those who are watching the stream as I was flicking back furiously to try and find out what's going on. But yeah, it's just sometimes a bit odd how we're getting the yellow sectors and it's just giving us kind of some odd information back. So have we look to just see who's fighting for position at the moment? We've got Peter Schumann fighting for position at the moment with Alan Holden. And is he going to try and get through there? Oh, a
Nope.
little touch and a spin. Oh. And I know we've got supporters in for Holden, but I think he just... Oh, and Schumann is off into the tyres at Sector 2.
And he gets his position back.
There we go. So, not quite sure what happened there. I think he's probably going to need to go into the pits because it looks like his steering is not quite right. Alan Holden's managing to stay out.
It's probably going to need to go on next lap or something,
Got
because
Alessandro coming into the pits as well. And Dom Bessel out in front, leading the GT4s. Just have a quick look to see if he has had his pit stop. Because I'm not sure. Number of stops. Let's see, Kirby is still a stop in third position in the GT4s, along with Salvasi. Now further back, we still have Basso and Holden still to stop in the GT4s. So things looking relatively decent. Now where is Egger? Egger's also still to stop as well. So maybe Alessandro was just doing a bit of fuel saving for the earlier on, and he'll be able to get out and push a little bit more on for the race. But Egger miles up. He's actually in front of Tobias Blumchen in the GT3s at the moment, but he should be back in front very shortly.
So are the yellow lines on this track supposed to be the limit, on that part of the track supposed to be the limits, or?
Yeah, that's your track limit lines. And it's more if your all four wheels are over, so that's a push. That's a DTM line for sure. And that's a DTM line for sure. But if you're clattering the curb like that coming through, you're probably not going to make any time, because you're going to be right off the accelerator. But yeah, it's actually been a pretty clean race, to be honest. Like after things got going. Right, okay, it looks like we've lost Rob Schmidt out of the GT4s as well. But hopefully things will get going. Gibson still plodding away in the McLaren, unfortunately having 5 stops throughout the race, which is not ideal. But fingers crossed, Kilami next time will be a good race for Gibson. Now we'll just have a wee quick look through, see if anyone's close for position again. Things are pretty gapped out at the moment. The closest gaps that we've got are 3 seconds between Jeff Close and Tom Dillon. And Close losing out big time in his pit stop. And seemingly, I don't know what happened with Sean. Hopefully we'll find out in a wee while. And we'll have a quick look at the CERT chat just to see if there's been any comments. Nope, nothing there. But fingers crossed they'll be okay.
Sorry that I've been like quiet for the past 10 minutes.
That's alright. Just if you see something, just butt in, just start talking. It is not a problem. It's always quite hard when you're starting off to commentate with somebody that you're never commentated with before. But and especially when you're thrown in at the deep end. Now, just as I said about Tobias being out of position, he is in 9th place, but he has just set the fastest lap of the race with an 18.8. So he is down but not out. And Pascal Egger is a 125.7 in the GT4s, but last lap being a 126, so still got decent pace, but he's still to stop. He is not yet stopped for the his pit stop. But fingers crossed, things will be close towards the end.
Is Silvassi still hasn't pitted either?
Savasi hadn't pitted. If he's still in first, he'll have not pitted yet, so we'll just need to keep an eye on him to see when they will jump into the pits, because I don't imagine it'll be too long now.
I'd be
as-
impressed if he got to the end of the race without pitting.
I don't know if it's a mandatory pit stop. Because definitely the
Warning to Team Epic Racing number 66 for track limits at turn 1.
Oh, there we go. So, let's have a wee look there. Eggert's still to stop, and Bessel and Holden still to stop. So things are going to get a bit mixed up in the GT4s shortly. Kirby, Silvassi are still to stop for the GT3s, and that is it. But yeah, Mayer and the other BMW stopped twice, so I'm really surprised how long the how long the BMW is running. And we will need to find out if we get somebody from race control coming in. We'll need to ask them the question if a pit stop is mandatory.
Warning to Team Aris number 7 for track limits at turn 1.
Yes, that's Jeff. Just getting a slap on the wrist there, just for going a bit too wide.
And it looks like one of the racers got dragged into race control there. It's Smith in the pits. I wonder if he just got something hit him and he's just...
Well, he's DNF'd at the moment, so it might be that they're trying to get him running again. So whether he's had a PC issue or something like that. Or we can go for full immersion and see whether he's had a mechanical issue and he cannot get going again, or they'll try their best.
I suppose that'd make this a lot more interesting if your car could just, like, you know,
Safety
suddenly
car
lose.
deployed, safety car deployed.
Oh, right, okay, something has
Uh-oh.
Slow
happened.
car on the back straight without a rear wing.
Just try and find out who has lost a rear wing. There we go, Holden is coming in.
Looks like he's still got a wing there.
Looks like he's still got a wing.
And Silvassi taking the opportunity to pit here as well.
I think we'll need to get... oh, now...
Safety car leaving the pits. It is the orange Toro Noir car.
That must be one off.
Stay behind the orange Toro Noir car.
Right, so this is the one that has got the damage. I think.
No, that's the safety car.
Alright, okay, well that's somewhat confusing.
Yeah, I thought Matt would be the driver again.
There we
I mean,
go,
so
Rob Smith's been promoted to safety car driver. Sorry, Matt.
Well,
It
it
was-
says that Matt's been DNF'd, so I wonder if he got disconnected or something.
Yeah, I don't know what's happened there, so I think this maybe just... I think the server's just been slightly cursed. But fingers crossed for the next race. Things will be super smooth.
Yeah.
We're just seeing some frantic racing going on, but there is still a safety car, so they do need to be a little bit kind of careful with what they're doing.
Yes. I mean, if race control doesn't see it, you know? Nah.
If you don't see it, it's not illegal.
Yeah, exactly.
So, now, I do wonder, David, yes, now, Savassi must have made a pit stop there.
Yeah, so Velocity pit was as soon as the safety car was called. Like,
And
there was
that-
no hesitation.
yeah. And I think that's a really good call, because that has put him in a really, really good position for the end of the race. Because I think David Schunt in front is... The two stops that have been done were done really early on. I will be really surprised if they can get to the end of the race. but we'll see what happens. Tobias is showing it up as a DNF as well. I don't know if that's from earlier on, but the thing's kind of jumping around the screen a little bit.
Yeah, I wonder if it's just like a bunch of connection issues today.
Yeah, Zanto doing well, getting up into third position with the pit stop all done and dusted. They'll be looking for a decent start, and like I said, they could be on for a good finish as well. Tom Dillon not letting the side down, up into 4th position after starting the race from, I think it was 11th or 12th position. So he has had
Jeez.
a cracking day out. Not letting the side down in the slightest. go Team Comms. Oh, just had a wee kind of lag there. With everyone out of position as well, it's going to make things a bit interesting when things do get going again. Now, we do have Eggert and Bessel close together. Relatively close together. So this is going to spice things up for the GT4s as well. As most of them, or some of them, are still on the same lap.
Yeah, and it should, I say, it should make this entire thing a little bit more interesting because everyone's all backed up and right next to each other.
I just wonder if they will let the cars that have been lapped by.
Maybe.
But like I said, there's some of the cars that are sitting kind of out of position as well, so it might just make things a little bit confusing, especially around a track as tight as this.
Yeah, I've noticed this track is kind of skinny. Doesn't look fun to pass people on.
It's a great track. It's a fast track, but it's a real kind of track where you need to have the. I'm trying to think of a better way to say it, but unfortunately I can't. So I'm just going to have to say the cojones to really kind of go for it round here.
As seen as what happened earlier when the two guys went into the wall.
Yeah, just with Schumann and I can't remember who else it was, where they just came together. But it's just like kind of those long, like just trying to beat somebody on the brakes here is so hard, because you're going so fast, and I think you're just that focused on the apex of the corner that you're not looking kind of what's behind you or up your side, so it's so easy to make those mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, like I said earlier on, generally after the kind of stuff at the start, I think everyone's been pretty well behaved, and it's been going not too badly. And I think round here, with it being a street circuit, if you're going to get at least 1 or 2 safety cars round here. So at the moment we're kind of within that average. If you take out the
Lap
start.
GT3s may now regain their laps. Lap GT3s may now regain
Oh.
their laps. Please
Yep.
pass safely.
This'll make things spicy.
I wonder if they will let the GT4s that have been lapped.
Once lap down GT3s are clear, the GT4s will be able to overtake.
There's your answer.
GT4s may now overtake and regain their laps. Remember to do this safely.
I'm just trying to work out who is where. There we go, that's Pascal. And the
Remember
leader
to
at the
let
moment,
these cars through. Don't fight them.
the leader at the moment for the GT4s,
And GT4s, be safe with your overtaking.
say I don't think that needs to be said, but
I think sometimes it just needs to be. They just need to be reminded.
don't try and cut people off here. You don't want to cause an accident during a safety car.
Hey, look, there's a reason we have speed limits, because people are idiots. It's just one of these things, and I'll be perfectly honest, I'll put my hands up and say I'm one of these idiots where it's so easy just to kind of get like in the zone where you're like, right, okay, this is it, we're going to go. But yeah, if David Junt has got enough in the car, that'll have been an absolutely amazing strategy of how it's all kind of like worked out for him. But I think he's going to have to make another stop.
Yeah.
So Vassi's time, like coming in with the safety car, that has been an absolute godsend for them as well. And Santo, hopefully they'll get a good
Dom
result.
Nassau, please let Pascal Eggert through. Thank you.
Oh, right, okay, so Dom has gone, and had got the position from Pascal there, but
Safety
now-
car in this. Safety car in this lap. Safety car in this lap. To maintain pace.
Perfect. So we've already got a little bit of a race going on, just as the GT4s are trying to
When
catch
the safety
back
car
up.
pulls away, leader, wait for race controls flag call.
We'll just patiently wait for
Hit limiter on, please. Hit
things
limiter
to
on.
get going.
And we'll see if Junt or Silvani there will come out on this.
That's it. We've just got this will time the last 15 minutes
Green flag.
really well.
Yeah.
And we'll just try our best to keep up with the action. Fingers crossed we'll not miss too much. But if you see anything, let me know. Oh, and you can just see the tyres going a little bit cooler.
I feel like it's going to be a close
Green
race
flag.
between
Green
the
flag.
Silvani, Santo, and Dylan. I feel like Junt's going to have to hit, and he's going to get sent back. But you never know.
You never know. Pascal, not Pascal, sorry, Salvasi looks like he's got a lot more grip and a lot more pace. He'll be desperate to get by David Junt. And that Corvette is just looking, it's looking quick, but it's looking a lot harder to get round the track.
Say they've been traveling at like what, 80 miles an hour for the past 5 minutes.
Yeah, and we can just see in the background there one of the Alpines is there a little bit all over the place with the positioning at the moment. Oh no, and we've got Sandro is back in the pits. I don't know, that must be an unscheduled one, as Smits was the safety car, so that's going to
Yeah.
me. So I wonder if Alessandro has had an issue and is back in the pits.
I'd say it's unfortunate to get one right after the safety car.
Yeah, because I would have thought they would have made the stop during the safety car period, but they're back out and running again.
Warning to team ground effect number 5 for exceeding track limits at turn 1.
Now that's Levante, and they must be pushing really hard to try and catch up with Savasi in front.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, only got 13 minutes left. Gotta make it count.
Exactly, and especially with having that safety car as well, it's kind of put everything back in the mix, so you've kind of just got to go for it.
Oh, and Silvani's desperately trying to find
Desperate, and
the
it's
gap there.
cost him a bit of time, and it's allowed Levante to get a little bit of a look in, but not enough. Really good pace in that BMW. I'm really surprised.
So yeah, safety cars always make things spicy.
And I think with the shenanigans, it's allowed Jun just to kind of get a little bit of a gap from Savasi, but we'll just see how much he closes up, because this seemed to be one of the bits with the twistier parts of the track where the BMW looked like it was just getting a bit better, but Corvettes, oh no, that's it, yep. You can just see the time coming down just a little bit. And then when they're having to lift off through this little right-hander, a massive close-up now. Oh, and he took his brave pills there, but
There's
and there's a yellow in sector 1. Hopefully it'll disappear quickly. Won't not get. Yes, good. So Vassi knows where the move can be made. Just needs to keep the distance. But it'll be awkward because having some of that aero kind of washed off the car, they make it a lot harder to stick with them through some of these tighter sections. But it doesn't seem to matter, as they're still within half a second, and that gap is getting
Warning
closer.
to team ground effect number 5 for exceeding track limits.
Levante just pushing that McLaren as much as they can, unfortunately pushing the McLaren more than the track. Might see a move this time.
0.3 seconds. I think this is going to be
gonna
it.
send it, but I wonder if Jun will close the door.
If he closes the door, it's just not going to be very...
Oh, a little rub. Oh, they're squeezing the wall. Oh no! Oh, so Vassi really frustrated and down. Not a great rejoin from him there. Understandable to a point, but oh, what a nightmare. Thankfully not knocking anyone else off the track, but yeah, I think there'll need to be a little look at that one, as he's picked up some damage. David Junt still out in the lead with Levante closing in behind. Oh, hopefully Savassi's not got too much damage. I think he's DNF'd. Oh, what a shame, buddy.
That was such a good fight there too.
That was such a good battle, and yeah, the move was on, but the door was slammed shut.
I thought he'd try and take him on the inside, but
yeah, thankfully I'm not part of the student inquiries, so so I'm able to just stay out of that. But I think there'll be some busy stewards on tomorrow or whenever it's going to get done. Have a little look back at Pascal, still maintaining a good gap over Bessel behind. Just about a second. And also Alessandro is DNF'd as well, just at the point of the race where just the attrition is going to be key.
that safety car didn't help, I suppose.
It didn't really. Now, Casey, she's been doing well. She's third in class at the moment, so I think she'll be quite happy with how things have panned out there.
Warning to Team RE Racing 25 for exceeding track limits at turn 1.
There we go, that's the Kirby also pushing hard.
can you blame any of them?
No, this is the time. This is the push.
Yeah.
7 minutes to go, and we've still got like umpteen cars on the same lap at the end. This is what we came for. Like I said, really, really sad for Patrick as well. Like that wasn't great, but it's hard to see it without seeing the replay, and with only 7 minutes to go, I don't want to try and get the replay working at the moment. This will be, I'll go into a Disney montage of practice, and hopefully my broadcasting skills will be better for next time. So
10-second stop go penalty for Team Epic Racing number 66 for causing a collision.
that's the David Junt. He has got a stop go penalty, so decided on the spot. I think that's fair. Oh, and he's gone off the track. Levante now is pretty clear.
Warning to Team Aris number 7 for exceeding track limits.
It's Jeff Klaus. Tom Dillon, with this penalty in front, is going to get bumped up into second. So that is a great result if he can hang on to it there. We've got another yellow in Sector 1. Hopefully it is just a car going a bit wide. Just over 6 minutes left to go. And we'll have a wee look further back at some of the GT4s. I do apologise to the GT4 viewers if I have been missing any of them going round, as there has been all sorts of shenanigans with the GT4s, GT3s, and it is just quite hard. Oh, and just as we say that, Dom Bessel is taking the lead, but Pascal round the outside. What a move on Dom there!
That was impressive. I
I
suppose
don't
he just had the momentum to keep it going there.
Oof, I don't think Dom has got any complaints there, but he is flashing his lights. Hopefully that was a good move, pal, but I doubt it. Now, Kirby up into second. Oh, he's got by Tom Dillon. Come on, Tom.
I say, when is he going to serve his sentence there?
I don't know. David Junt is in 4th position. I can only assume that's already been done, but we've got a big battle going on for first place in the GT4s. And I'm just going to have to keep on kind of going backwards and forwards between them. I think Tom must have had a little incident there, because he's dropped way back, as Levante is nearly 10 seconds in front of Kirby. Kirby, who is closing the gap ever so slightly. Tom flashing his lights furiously. Maybe just to remind Pascal that he's there.
I wonder if he's a bit salty about that pass.
It looked clean from here.
Yeah.
But it might not be. We might get race control given a last second penalty.
Well, I think it was clean. I just, maybe from his point of view, it didn't look clean. It's, kind of squeezed him against the wall there almost.
So there we go. Penalty shown on record for David Junt.
Warning to Team Finavont Motorsport number 444 and Team GRG Esports 36 for exceeding track limits at turn 1.
Oh, right, okay. Maybe that's why things are slightly salty. Maybe he got a better run through there and got the position, but it's only a warning, so unfortunately there's not really much you can do. You just kind of got to get on with it.
Yeah.
And play the referee's whistle, which is frustrating. Tom Dillon now just managing to maintain that gap. David Junt must have been in for his penalty by now, as he was dropped way down behind Jeff Close and Daniel Mayer. And Daniel Kirby is closing that gap ever so slightly on Levante, but I don't think it's going to be enough at this point of the race. But then we have seen some shenanigans where things can be lost as they are going to rewind. Though thankfully the McLaren is far enough ahead not to be a hindrance to anyone. Oh, and a bit of a whang into the wall from the GRG. I think that, no, it wasn't Casey. It was Dom. A solid whack there, but it might have just been a connection side.
Oh?
Oh, what's happened?
I just thought I heard someone
thought I
from
heard
race control.
Oh, we've got somebody stop. Oh no! Tom! No!
What happened?
Oh!
Safety
Oh!
car deployed.
Oh!
Safety car
No!
deployed.
Oh! Maybe it's been a disconnect or something like that.
Oh, that's...
That sucks. This has been... Oh, this has been a race full
Reminder,
of
no
heartache.
overtaking. No overtaking.
We can't end a race on a safety car.
Oh, we can. Oh, this has
Man.
been such a shame for everyone. It's just under a minute left to go in the race, so I think this is how it's going to end. But oh, this has been such a shame. Such a shame for Salvasi, who had an amazing race. His strategy worked out perfectly, timing it for the safety car, and then just the unfortunate coming together with David Junt, who got the penalty, which put him down at the 5th. And Junt as well, who's a kind of lucky strategy with coming in earlier on, and it looked like he was
We'll
going to run
finish
to
the
the...
race under safety car.
It looked like he was going to run to the end, so he lost out big time as well. But Levante, really, really starting from 7th or 8th in the grid and coming all the way home in first position. So, great stuff.
Yeah?
So unless somebody runs out of fuel now, then we're all right.
Oh.
Oh, God. Like I said, what a shame for things.
Man, I've heard heart-crushing stories from Christian where he was leading almost leading a league, and then he got disconnected. Just like, you know, everyone else just saw him fly off into the distance, and he was apparently he's really mad about that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just a question about the track choice for the first one from Zabadi there. It is a tough track, but then it's... The calendar has been up for a long time, and, you know, it's... We all know there's some kind of easier tracks, wider tracks that are coming up, so street circuits are always a tough one. Even for, well, look at the amount of professional cars and teams that get wiped out in the real life round them. It is always going to be a tough one, but
Joseph, please don't overtake the car yet, please. Thank you.
hopefully everyone's enjoyed what's happened today. It has been a little bit of a learning curve for both the organisers and for myself, trying to get the stream up and running with the broadcast side of it.
Safety car will
But,
pull into the pits, and we will allow the number 5 to cross the line as the winner.
What? Wait.
Oh,
number 5. Not
yeah.
position 5. Okay.
Yeah. It's alright, relax, Julian, it's okay. Oh, wow, so after all that, after all that, we do have a winner.
Okay, congratulations to Lavente Santio, Daniel Kirby, and Jeff Close for being the podium, and Joseph for crashing turn 1. Thank you very much for doing so. Congratulations to Pascal Eggert, John Bessel, and Casey Soul for being the top 3 for the GT4. Thank you very much, guys, for the race. We learned a lot from this experience. We're sorry for delaying it so much. It was our fault. We will learn from that. We hope that you enjoyed the race. Whatever it is.
Guys, can we calm
long
it
it
the fuck
was,
down, please? Can
so-
we please calm it down?
We're very thankful for joining us, and we will see you in I don't know how many days, in 6 hours of Kielami.
Sorry, everyone just like spinning out and crashing at the end of turn 1 there is that's really entertaining.
Yeah, I think some folk maybe just a little bit frustrated with how the race has gone, but we can just see there just the GT3 standings at the end, just with Levante Santo coming in first, Kirby in second, Close doing well to come up in third, I think benefiting by Tom Dillon dropping out at the end there, which was really unfortunate for him. Daniel Mayer, good result, up in fourth. David June, after the penalty, dropping down to fifth. Michael Parker finishing sixth. Vincent finishing in seventh. Tom Dillon, what happened to you? What happened to you, Tom? Finishing in eighth. Rob Gibson in ninth, and Patrick dropping out after getting knocked off the track, which was really unfortunate because he had his strategy perfect. Really want to see him back in Kyalami, and I want to see him up on the podium because he deserves that. Tobias dropping out, Sean Jones, Satoris, and Sabadi as well. Again, we want to see everybody back for the next race because it should be a bit wider and a bit racier. We'll have a quick look now at the... Oh, no, we won't because...
Oh,
it's not going to let me. Is it going to let me? Oh, it was too slow. Come on. Come on. I'm just looking at a black screen. Nah, it's dead. Oh no, it's not. It's alive. We're back. Right. Fingers crossed I'll be able to bring up the results for the GT4s. And like I said earlier on, I apologise for neglecting the GT4s. It's just been a bit of a crazy day, and fingers crossed the next time I'll be a little bit hotter on the old... broadcast side of things. So, Pascal Egger in first, Dom Bessel in second, Casey in third, Jurgen in fourth, Holden in fifth, Peter Schudman in sixth, Joseph Frederick Solt in seventh, Roddy van der Heijve, apologise if I'm saying any of these names wrong because I probably know I'm in eighth. Now, I'll just have a wee look to make sure that they were classified. Yes, unfortunately, DMFs for Alessandro Volante and Rob Schmidt. And I think that is the last ones because we've got the beautiful safety race car driver of Matthew, who was showing off his skills at the start of the race. But that has been everything from us. I'll have a quick look to see if there is anybody around for an interview, which there is not.
no.
So with that in mind, we'll hopefully get some people in for an interview the next time at Keilami, which is on the Sunday. Oh, is that next Sunday? Oh, it is next Sunday. Phew, this is really eating into my weekends, this. We will
Hopefully
also... we'll also hopefully have more commentators, as it will be a 6-hour enduro race, which will be a bigger ask of all the drivers and everyone, making sure that this is all buttery smooth for the next time. But till then, we thank you all for tuning in, and we shall see you all next time. So it's goodbye from me. And we'll work on our sign-offs next time, Julian. It's goodbye from